What if I told you that the $400 billion call center industry is about to go through the most dramatic transformation in its history? And it's happening right now while most business owners are completely asleep at the wheel. I'm talking about AI voice agents, not the clunky IVR systems you're used to hanging up on, but genuinely conversational, intelligent AI that can handle complex customer interactions, book appointments, process orders, and solve problems in real time. And they're not coming in 5 years, they're already here. Hi, it's Adiraj, and I build AI voice agents for businesses, and I've watched this shift happen from the inside. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how these AI voice agents work, show you what they can actually do, and explain why most businesses are dangerously unprepared for what's about to hit them. Let's dive in. Before we get into the AI revolution, let's talk about where we are right now. The global call center industry employs approximately 17 million people worldwide. In the US alone, there's over 3 million call center agents. But here's what no one wants to talk about. The traditional call center model is fundamentally broken, and it's broken for everyone involved. From the business side, the economics are brutal. The average cost per call center agent in the US runs between $35K and $50K annually when you factor in everything. But the real killer is employee turnover in call centers averages between 30 and 45% every year. That's almost double the average for other industries. And let's think about what that actually means. Every single year, nearly half your workforce leaves. So you're constantly left hiring, constantly training, and constantly dealing with inconsistent service quality. From the customer side, long wait times are literally normalized. Being transferred multiple times is standard practice, and getting inconsistent answers depending on who you talk to is just how it works. And then from the employee side, call center work is consistently ranked as one of the most stressful jobs in the modern economy. The burnout rate is insane, which explains that turnover number I mentioned earlier. And so this just isn't sustainable. Nobody wins in this model, which is exactly why AI voice agents aren't just going to disrupt the industry, but they're going to completely transform it within the next 24 months. So what exactly are AI voice agents? At their core, they're conversational AI systems that can conduct natural sounding phone conversations with humans. But unlike old school IVR systems, these new AI agents use large language models, which is the same technology behind ChatGPT. They combine this with advanced text-to-speech and speech-to-text systems. So let me walk you through how it works. When a customer calls, advanced models like OpenAI's Whisper convert that audio into text in real time with 95 to 98% accuracy. These systems can handle accents, background noise, people talking over each other, basically all the messy reality of actual human conversation. And next comes the actual brain of the operation, the large language model. This is where GPT-4 or Claude processes what the customer actually said, understands the intent and context, then it accesses the relevant information from your databases and is able to formulate an appropriate response. And so the AI isn't following a rigid script, it's actually understanding what the customer wants and figuring out how to help them. And then we have the text-to-speech layer. And this is where things have gone really impressive in the last 12 months. Modern systems like 11 Labs can generate incredibly natural sounding voices with appropriate intonation, emotion, pacing, and even breathing sounds. In blind tests, many people can't reliably tell the difference between these AI voices and actual humans. And finally, there's the integration layer. These agents connect to your CRM, your scheduling system, your inventory database, basically whatever backend systems your business uses. And this allows them to pull up customer information instantly and check product availability in real time, book all those appointments, process all your payments, all without any human intervention. And this result is an AI agent that can have genuinely natural conversations, understand super complex requests, access information from dozens of systems, and handle hundreds of calls at the exact same time without ever getting tired, frustrated, or ever needing a break. And so now let me show you what these systems can actually do with the real world examples. So let's start with restaurant reservations. The phone rings and instead of a menu, you immediately hear a natural sounding voice. Thanks for calling Mario's Italian restaurant. How can I help you? and the customer responds naturally, hey, I'd like to book a table for 4 people this Saturday at around 7 p.m. The AI is able to process this in milliseconds and responds, I'd be happy to help you with that. This Saturday, the 16th at 7 p.m. for 4 people. Let me check our availability. With a purposeful brief pause, and then it would respond, I have a table available at 7:15 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Which would work better for you? So notice what just happened. The AI understood the natural language request, extracted all the key information, converted this Saturday into an actual date, then checked the database in real time and offered alternatives. Customer responds with 7:30 works great, and then adds, actually, we're going to need a high chair for our baby. And so the AI literally doesn't skip a beat, says, got it, John. I've made that note about the high chair. And so this interaction takes maybe 60 seconds, and here's the kicker. That same AI agent is simultaneously handling 50 other calls for the same restaurant. And during peak dinner reservation times, this AI scales instantly. So no more voicemail and no more missed reservations. And so now let's talk about the second example I've prepared, an appointment scheduling for a dental office. A customer calls and says, hey, I need to see the dentist sometime next week, preferably in the morning. The AI does this instantly. Hey, okay, let me check our morning availability for next week. I have openings at Tuesday at 9, Wednesday at 10:30 a.m., or Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Do any of those times work for you? Customer says Tuesday at 9 works, and the AI continues qualifying them, saying, great, is this for a regular cleaning, or are you experiencing any discomfort? The customer mentions some tooth sensitivity, and so the AI automatically adjusts and says, I understand, I'm scheduling you for a 45-minute appointment, so the dentist has time to examine that. So the AI accesses the patient database, confirms the insurance information, sends a confirmation email with all the appointment details, and sets up the automated reminder text. The entire process happens in one call with zero human involvement, and the appointment is immediately locked in the calendar, so there's no risk of double booking. Now let's get brutally honest about how AI voice agents actually compare to human representatives. And let's start where AI voice agents absolutely dominate. Availability is the most obvious advantage. These AI agents work 24/7, 365 with literally zero breaks, no sick days, and no vacation time. Your business literally never misses a call. And I think consistency is a second massive advantage here. Every single caller gets the exact same level of service quality, and so there are no bad days. The 1,000th caller gets the same patience and professionalism as the first one. And scalability is where the economics become absolutely overwhelming. During peak times, an AI system can handle unlimited simultaneous calls. Nowadays, traditional call centers have to staff for peak capacity, which means during slow periods, you're paying for agents who aren't busy. With AI, scaling is instant, and the marginal cost per additional call is essentially zero. An AI voice agent might cost around $300 per month on average, and so that totals about $3,600 per year. A human employee costs between $35K and $50K per year. So we're talking about a 10x to 15x cost difference. And so that's not just a marginal improvement, but that's a fundamental restructuring of the economics of customer service. But now let's talk about where humans still have the edge. Complex problem solving that requires creative thinking outside standard procedures is still very much, I believe, in the human domain. When a situation requires genuinely novel thinking or making judgment calls that involve weighing competing considerations, humans do remain superior. I also think emotional intelligence is the second major human advantage. While AI can detect sentiment and adjust its tone, humans are just significantly better at handling highly emotional situations. So think like an angry customer who needs to vent, or someone who just experienced a crisis and needs actual empathy, not simulated empathy. So these remain human strengths. After all that, here's my honest take on this. The optimal approach for most businesses right now is a hybrid model. So you use AI to handle high volume, routine interactions, and the 70 to 80% of calls that follow the predictable patterns. And so then you can have the human agents handle the complex, emotional, and unusual edge cases that actually just require human judgment. And so this gives you the cost savings and scalability of AI while maintaining the quality and flexibility of human touch where it actually matters. So here's the part that genuinely concerns me now. Despite this technology being readily available right now, And despite all these obvious economic advantages I've just gone over, most businesses are completely unprepared for this shift. And the first problem is a fundamental awareness gap. Most business owners I talk to either don't know that this tech exists at a practical level today, or they think that it's still 5 to 10 years away from being useful. And they're basing their mental model on an IVR systems from 10 years ago. They actually haven't experienced modern AI voice agents, so they don't realize that the technology has made a quantum leap in capability in just the last 18 to 24 months. The second problem is implementation knowledge. Even businesses that are aware don't know how to actually implement it. They don't know what platform they should use. They don't know how to integrate it with their existing systems. They don't even know how to train the AI on their specific business processes. And so there's a massive gap between, okay, AI voice agents exist, and okay, I have a working AI voice agent handling calls for my business. Now, the third problem is a competitive disadvantage. And this is the one that should absolutely terrify business owners. Your competitors are sitting here figuring this out right now. The businesses that adopt these voice agents in 2025 and 2026 will have massive structural cost advantages. So they're going to have better availability, faster response times, and operating costs that are a fraction of yours. And that means they're going to be able to undercut your pricing or match your pricing and reinvest the savings into growth. And so as you can see, either way, you're getting squeezed. And once customers experience the instant response and 24 availability and the zero wait times of the AI voiced agents, their expectations permanently shift. Waiting on hold for 20 minutes becomes absolutely unacceptable. So the businesses that set these new standards early are going to force everyone else to match them or just lose customers. And so the businesses that set these standards, and so the businesses that set these new standards early will force everyone to match them or lose customers. All right, so what should you actually do with all this information now? If you're a business owner, here's exactly what you need to do in the next 30 days. First, audit your current customer service operations with brutal honesty. Pull together all your call logs and categorize every single call you've received in the last month. What percentage are routine and predictable? And most businesses I've talked to find that 60 to 80% of their calls fall into two predictable categories. And most businesses I talk to find that 60 to 80% of all their calls fall into predictable categories. And that's your opportunity. Second, you need to calculate your actual cost per call. And so you need to include not just the direct salary, but also the benefits, training, infrastructure, and management overhead. Most owners drastically underestimate their true cost per call. When you run the real numbers, the ROI on these AI voice agents becomes absolutely undeniable. Third, you want to start small with a controlled pilot. So don't try to replace your whole entire call center overnight. Just pick one specific use case where the downside risk is minimal. And I think after hours calls, and from what I've seen, after hour calls are perfect for this because the alternative is voicemail anyways. Appointment scheduling is another great starting point because it's high volume and it's really easy to measure success. Next, you want to choose your platform carefully. There are custom development platforms like Bland and Vappy where you can build exactly what you need. There's also industry-specific solutions designed for restaurants, dental offices, and real estate. And then there are full service providers who will build and manage everything for you. So do your research, get some demos, shop around, and choose based on your technical capabilities and budget. And fifth, you want to focus obsessively on the customer experience, not just the cost savings. Remember, the goal isn't to downgrade service quality in exchange for lower costs. The goal is to provide a better, faster, and more reliable service while simultaneously reducing costs. So track your customer satisfaction scores before and after implementation, and the plan for a hybrid model and plan for that hybrid model I talked about from day one. Design your system so that these complex cases can really easily be escalated to human agents, and make sure the AI passes complete context to the humans so the customers don't have to keep on repeating themselves. The businesses that get this balance right will outperform everyone else. Now, if you're a call center worker, I need to be direct with you because your career is at genuine risk over the next 3 to 5 years. So my suggestion to you is start developing skills right now that AI cannot easily replicate. So focus on complex problem solving and develop exceptional emotional intelligence for handling these difficult situations, and then build expertise in high value specialized areas. So more importantly, Start positioning yourself for transition roles now. Someone needs to design these conversational flows for these AI systems, someone needs to train them and optimize their performance, and someone needs to also handle escalations. These roles combine call center knowledge with AI interaction skills, and I guarantee they're going to be in high demand. And if you're an entrepreneur, pay close attention because this is an absolutely massive market opportunity. Businesses desperately need help implementing these systems, and you can build a very successful business offering these AI voice agent implementation services. The real opportunity though is industry specialization. You want to become the go-to expert for deploying AI voice agents in a specific vertical, like dental practices or restaurants, and then you can build a very profitable business over the next 2 to 3 years. Look, I know this is a lot to process, but here's the reality we have to face. This technology exists right now, and it's not theoretical, it's not 5 years away, but companies are already deploying it today. And the economic incentives driving adoption are so overwhelming that widespread implementation is inevitable. The question isn't whether this transition will happen, but more so how quickly the question isn't whether this transition happens, but more so how quickly it's going to happen. The businesses that adapt early will thrive because they have years to learn the tech and build competitive advantages. And the workers who develop the new skills I mentioned and position themselves for those transition roles will be absolutely okay because they'll be the ones training and managing these AI systems. And unfortunately, the companies and individuals who ignore the shift will struggle, and by the time that they realize the urgency, they're just going to be playing catch up. So where do you fit into this picture? Are you a business owner who needs to start exploring AI voice agents this month? Are you a call center worker who needs to immediately begin upskilling? Or are you an entrepreneur who sees the massive opportunity here? Whatever your situation is, the time to start paying attention is now. It's not next year, not when your competitor forces your hand, it's now. Because these AI voice agents are here and they're improving at an exponential rate. And they're about to reshape one of the largest industries in the world. Nobody is ready, but now at least you know what's coming. And knowing is the first step towards taking action. If you found this breakdown valuable and you want to actually implement AI voice agents in your business, I've got resources for you. I run a school community where I share complete voice agent templates that businesses can use right away. We're talking full conversation flows, integration guides, prompt templates, and everything you need to get your AI receptionist running in your business. The link is down below in the description. Join the community, grab the templates, and start building while your competitors are still trying to figure out what AI voice agents actually are. Drop a comment down below and do let me know your situation. Are you a business owner looking to implement this? Are you a call center worker thinking about your next move? Are you an agency owner who sees the next opportunity? I read every comment and I'm genuinely curious where you're coming from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you inside the community.